Hey, what's going on everybody? In this video I will be doing my review of the Sony Xperia Z2. So after using this device for roughly 3 weeks, I'm going to share my experience and talk about my opinions, some things I like and dislike about this phone. So let's go ahead and get started. What's unique or different about this device is, unlike many other smartphones which are made out of plastic, polycarbonate, or aluminum, this device has two tempered glass panels on the front and on the back. So this definitely is a very elegant design, just like the previous generation Xperias. One downside about this glass panel on the back is that this easily attracts fingerprints, especially on the black model. For me, the internal storage on my phones are not usually enough, so I do prefer using phones with a micro SD card slot. And the Sony Xperia Z2 can support up to 128GB of external storage. I also like the placement of the power button. It's just so easy to press with my thumb. Right below that, you'll find a dedicated camera shutter button, which can be quite useful if you take a lot of pictures. So this can also act as a camera shortcut. You can simply press on it and it's going to launch the camera app. On the other side, as you can see, this supports magnetic or inductive charging. Right beside that, there is another flap. Opening it, you will find the micro USB port and also the SIM card slot. Alright, now let's move on to something fun. So this is a quick waterproof test. As you know, this device is waterproof and dust resistant. I made a separate full waterproof test video of the Xperia Z2. I also recorded some underwater video using this device. So be sure to check out that video. I'll link it in the description, or you can click the annotation on the screen right now. Overall, I do like the size of this device. It's not too big, and despite having aluminum edges, unlike the HTC One M8, which is a pretty slippery phone, this phone is not that slippery. This has a nice grip and fits quite well in my hand. So here's a size comparison between two different smartphones. Of course, on the left I have the iPhone 5s, and here you can see that the Xperia is very reflective because of the glass panel on the back compared to the aluminum finish on the iPhone 5s. And here's a comparison between the HTC One M8. It's very similar, the size is very similar. The M8 seems to be a little bit taller compared to the Xperia, but overall they have roughly the same size. And as I said before, the Xperia is not as slippery as the HTC One. Anyways, let's move on to the speakers. As you can see, this does have front-facing speakers. The addition of front-facing speakers on this device is a nice move by Sony, but they actually sound quite decent. Here's a quick audio or speaker comparison between a few different smartphones.
Say again, please. Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
Alright, now let's move on to the screen quality. Of course, just like most other smartphones, high-end smartphones right now, which has a 1080p HD display, the Xperia Z2 also features a full HD 1080p 5.2-inch display. Compared to last generation's Xperia, which had a smaller screen size but around the same body size, which had a fairly large bezel, and this year they minimized the bezels on the front, which looks a lot better and also giving it a larger display. So the color accuracy, the contrast, the saturation, everything looks really nice on here. I remember using last year's Xperia, which had a poor viewing angle, but this year they just overall improved the screen quality on this device. For the battery life, I really didn't have any issues here. With the 3200 mAh battery, I can easily get through a full day of moderate usage, and if you put it in standby mode, it's not going to leak a lot of power. If you want to save some battery, you can enable the Sony Stamina and some other power-saving modes, which actually works quite well. So with a flagship high-end device, you would expect to have excellent performance, and this device is no exception. With the Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 quad-core 2.3 GHz processor, with the GPU of Adreno 330, everything runs smoothly and it's a very quick phone. So of course you're able to play a lot of the games and open up a bunch of applications, and you're rarely going to experience lags or dropped frame rates or application crashes. So overall it performs really well, no issues here. For the Sony Xperia skin, I have to say it's not that bad, but I'm just not a fan of it. Of course, you know me, I do prefer using stock Android, and for these devices I usually go to the Google Play Store and download some launchers. So I do prefer using something like Nova Launcher or Action Launcher or different launchers to change up my theme. But the Sony launcher is not that bad, it's pretty clean, and some of the features are really nice and really useful that you can only get on the Sony launcher. Something I like about this is that you can go to your wallpaper and choose different themes for your device. And the wallpaper actually will change color after a few minutes, which is very cool. Before moving on to the microphone and the camera, let's first take a look at the sponsor for this video. This video is brought to you by Ting. Ting is a mobile service that makes sense. If you decide to join, there are no contracts to sign, and if you choose to leave, you don't have to pay any early termination fees. And they offer great prices, really affordable rates. You can go to their website and check out the savings calculator, and you can calculate how much you will be saving if you switch over to Ting. And also, you pay for what you use for. So for example, 1 month you use less minutes or less data, you're actually going to pay less money for that month. You also get unlimited devices with one account, and they have a bunch of different new devices from the Galaxy S5, the Note 3, the HTC One M8, and a bunch of other awesome smartphones you can choose. Or if you have your own smartphone, you can just bring that in. And if you have any questions, you can simply email them, and they have excellent customer service. So be sure to check out kfhd.ting.com, and if you use my link or my URL, you get $20 off on a new device that you purchase or to a new Ting service. So be sure to use kfhd.ting.com and save some money, and you can also support my videos. Alright, now let's move on to the camera. So this does feature a 20.7 megapixel image sensor from Sony. This is a Sony G lens, and for videos you can record 1080p HD and also 4K videos, which is a huge plus. There are a lot of different camera modes that you can choose from, and Superior Auto actually works quite well, but this only shoots 8 megapixels. So if you want to capture full 20 megapixel images, you have to go to manual mode. I actually made a detailed video about the Xperia Z2 camera, and I compared it to the iPhone 5S. So be sure to check out that video for more images and more video footage. But here are just some of the images and some videos I took using this device. With the high megapixel image sensor, great accurate colors, sharp images and videos, this definitely is an excellent camera. So this pretty much concludes my review of the Xperia Z2. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for future videos. I'm probably going to compare this to some other devices such as the HTC One M8 or the Galaxy S5. So be sure to subscribe for future videos. And also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. And leave a comment down below. Thanks a lot for watching once again, and I will see you in my next video.